Hello, welcome back to Beyond Belief Sobriety for another live stream. It's good to see you out there. I've got 4 people in the room already, and I know more will be coming in. Please say hello in the live chat. I'd like to know who is out there. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit unique, I guess. It's something that, well, actually, Angela and I did a couple years ago. We're going to be playing a game, Jeopardy, and the questions will all be related to recovery. There's a game that I created, and then there's some games that I found online. And I thought how we could work this out is you can call in on our toll-free number that I'll put down here on the screen here, or you can you can pick a topic in the live chat, and Mary and I will be playing together. So that's kind of how it'll work. Let me say hello real quick to Jennifer. Good to see you there. Jay Monty, good to see you. Amy, Alice, Dale, welcome. Good to have you all here on Beyond Belief Sobriety. And now I'm going to bring my co-host Mary in to the show. Mary, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, everyone. It's good to see you, Mary. I'm glad that you survived the storm. As you know, Mary's in Savannah.
Yeah, we had a big hurricane, but it went more inland, so we just had high tides. So it was all good. Yep.
Good. I'm glad. And I'm glad that you can be here.
Yep, me too.
And you also said that you are having something you wanted to announce. You're having a planning meeting for the women's conference.
There's going to be some folks are talking about having a secular women's conference. And the first planning meeting is tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern time. And John can put that.
Okay. If you texted it to me, I'll put it in there.
So if you're interested at all in having a secular women's conference, come join us.
Okay. All right. Mani, good to see you. Welcome. And Walker, good to see you. I think that we're maybe ready to start going. So what I've done here, I've created a game, okay, with some topics, and these are the topics. Take me to the movies, which are going to be basically questions having to do with addiction recovery in film. Okay. Then we've got another topic called The Big Book Sucks. And these are just examples I pulled from the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, to show exactly why that book absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to, that could be a fun one. And then we're going to have another topic called Heard on the Podcast, which is basically things that we've talked on the podcast over the last 7 years. Recovery in history, fun historical facts about addiction and recovery, and then a general topic about just recovery in general. So I'm going to go ahead and put our phone number up there. And what we can do here is you can actually call us if you would like to play that way, or we can just go through the chat here. Mary and I will be playing as well, and just throw out your answers as we go through there. Also, as we go through, I'm going to be giving away prizes. Actually, it's going to be one prize. It's a book written by my friend Christopher M. Finan. And it's an excellent, wonderful book about the history of alcoholism in actually the United States. And it goes back to colonial times all the way up to present times. And he writes about, different ways that people found to get together to help each other in their recovery. And it's just a very interesting, fascinating book. So he's renamed it since. His publishers wanted him to rename it from Drunks to something else. I can't remember what it's called now. But I've got a lot of these books because I went up to at the conference in Toronto back in 2018. He was selling these books, and he had like, I think 8 cases of 20 freaking books, right? And I had a minivan up there, and he didn't sell them all. So he gave me cases and cases of these books, which have been sitting in my basement for a long time. We gave a bunch of them away, but my wife has been on me to do something about these damn books. So we're going to be giving them away here. So that'll be fun too. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share of the game. And without any further ado, here we go. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. Okay. And there we go. And there it is. I hope you can see that. So this is the template that I created with the different topics. Hey, Bree, not t-shirts yet, but I tell you what, I've got some merchandise. I promise you I'm going to get, because I came up with a good idea finally for something I can put on a t-shirt or coffee mug.
Oh,
and
good.
I'm excited about it. And I'm going to do it, Bree, and we're going to be giving those away and in the future. So yes, you can be happy to know that will be coming soon. So here we are, Mary. Maybe you might want to start us off to show us how this thing is done.
I think I'll start, of course, with a lower number so that I can maybe know the answer. So let's go. Take me to the movies for 100.
She
Alex.
wants Take Me to the Movies for 100. And here we go. This 1945 film, directed by Hollywood legend Billy Wilder, was the first Hollywood studio film to dramatize alcoholism.
Was that Lost Weekend with Ray
That
Milland?
was What is the
The
Lost
Lost
Weekend?
Weekend.
That is absolutely correct. Now, you're supposed to form your answer as a question, but that is okay. I will
Gotcha.
not penalize you for that
Oh,
in
good.
the
Thank
least.
you.
Okay.
It's a
All
great
right.
movie if y'all haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
it
really hit
is.
me hard. Yep.
Yeah, I was talking to in the last episode, I think, or the episode before that, we had the guy on Ted Perkins on, who wrote the book about addiction in film, or Addicted
Right.
in Film. And he said that this was really the first of the major Hollywood movies to show I guess that's what I said right here. He's the one who
Yep.
told me that. I got
Yep.
this information from his book. That's where I got this from. Okay. Now, there we go.
All right.
Very good.
Your turn, John.
Let me find if there's anyone out here that wants to pick a topic. Somebody from Facebook says that they read Drunks. It was so interesting. So many things I've never heard of. I don't have the book though. Well, you might get it today. We will, because I'm going to give a bunch of them away. Okay, I'll pick a topic. I'll pick one.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Oh yeah, and also let me make sure I can see the phones when they come in. I'm sorry here. I've got a lot of different screens to look at, guys. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pick The Big Book Sucks for 100. And here it goes. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, this is too easy. I'm going to let you guys answer this one. This one has all power. Dun, 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 dun. Jennifer says it sucks. This one has all power. Okay. Who would that be? Mary, who has all power?
It would be God.
God has all power. That is
Yes.
absolutely correct. What is
May you
God?
find him now.
May you find him now. May you find him now. Amy agrees that the big book sucks. Jennifer says it sucks. Amy says it's, yeah, okay. I think we're pretty much in agreement in there. Now, Jay Monty, you got it wrong. I guess they could call it a higher power, but in this particular case, they do call it God. Okay, enough of that. And now, again, please do feel free to call us in at 844-899-8278. But I'll tell you what, let's give away.
Are we keeping track of scores or
no?
Okay,
because
gotcha.
I'm just gonna give stuff away. I don't,
Okay.
this is like I guess it's the millennials where everybody gets a trophy. Is that how it works? So
Okay.
everybody's gonna win who actually picks. That's right, Dale. Who is God? Who is God? He's the one who has all
Oh yeah,
power.
you're right. Thank you for that. Yes.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to switch gears here. We're going to give away a book. And the way that we're going to do this, you're going to type in a word in the chat. It's going to be hashtag BBS. That's hashtag BBS. And when you do that, I'm going to spin a wheel. And whoever name comes up on that wheel will receive this book. And we'll be giving a lot of these away during the stream. So go ahead and type in. We got a caller real quick. Let me go ahead and take this call before we give away a book. And this call is coming from, I don't know where, Macomb, Illinois. Macomb, Illinois, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? This is Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hi. Nice to actually chat with you guys.
And it's nice to hear from you as well. So let's play Jeopardy. Do you have a particular topic that you would like to select from, or do you just want to chat, or what would you like to do here?
I'd like to try In Recovery for 100.
In Recovery from 100, Amy says. Okay, and here we go. This should be, I hope you get this one, Amy. A process of change through which individuals improve their health and wellness, live a self-directed life, and strive to reach their full potential.
What is recovery?
What is recovery? You get it. Amy, I think I'm going to send you a book. Go ahead and send me an email at john@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. Give me your address and I'll send you a book, because you called in and you got the right answer. So thank you.
So John at beyondbeliefsobriety.com.
John@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. Yep. and we'll get that over to you.
Great. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it. And
all right. You guys have a great one.
You
Thanks.
too. All right. Now, speaking of books, I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel now to do that. So it's going to be, hold on. Don't type in yet. I got to do this thing. Just 1 second. Here we go. And you can type in hashtag BBS. And when you do, I will spin a wheel and we will find out who wins. Hey, Fred H. Good to see you. So, I got to go back. All right, everybody. Okay, there you go. Hashtag BBS, hashtag BBS, hashtag BBS. There you go. Got a few of them going in there. All right. I'm going to give you a little bit more time. I'm going to go ahead and start collecting now. And here we go. Start collecting names, and I'm going to draw. This is the first time I've ever done this. And there we go.
Oh, fancy.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And Jennifer. No, Jay Monty. Jennifer, you came so close. But Jay Monty is the winner. Congratulations, Jay. So please send me an email at john@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. I'll go ahead and type that in here for you. john@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. And I will send you a book. Congratulations. So we got a book going out to you, and we got a book going out to Amy so far. And believe me, I got a lot of these books to give away. So thank you. That was fun. Okay, now we go back to the game of Jeopardy. Yeah, was that cool, Bree? You like that? Bree is so excited because she's been asking for prizes to be given away for 2 years now, right? And I've just never have been able to do that. So, okay, back to this. All right. Okay, we're back again. Yes, Jay, you did win something. Isn't that exciting? I actually won something from StreamYard once doing the same game, and I was thrilled. It was a pillow, a StreamYard pillow with their logo of the duck on there. Anyway, all right. Anybody want to call in or just in the chat room? In the chat, just type in any category you might want to select. Big Book Sucks, heard on the podcast, recovery and history and recovery, take me to the movies, whatever you might want to try. Okay, Bree says, the Big Book Sucks for 500.
Oh, wow.
And she's already given an answer. Bree, this is brave of you. The Big Book Sucks for 500. Okay, here it goes. This is our choice according to the chapter We Agnostics. This is our choice. Do, 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 do. See, I couldn't really get the real music because I think that they would sue me. Do you know, Bree? So that was my second guess. Chow P3. Okay. All right. I think you're out of time. We're going to go ahead and reveal the answer. This is our choice according to the chapter We Agnostics, and it is, what is God? No, God is everything or he is not. Yeah. What is God? What is God is everything or he is nothing. That's what it says. Okay. In the chapter of the agnostics, it says, okay, you atheists and agnostics, you have to ask yourself, God is either everything or he's nothing. What a stupid question. Okay. Anyway, that's why the big book.
Did that.
Another reason why the big book sucks. All right. Now we go back to that. I'm sorry you didn't get that one, but that was a tough one. That's right, Dale. Either God is or isn't. That is the question that they ask. And, I would hear that and I'd say, well, he isn't. So there you go. Yes, the big book really does suck. That's a fun category. We'll have to do more of that sometime. So there we go. So I guess, Mary, you can pick one now.
Heard on the podcast for 100.
Heard on the podcast for 100. Here we go. Smart. Okay, this will be a tough one, I think, maybe for you. I don't know. But yeah, you might surprise me. Smart recovery tools are largely based on this type of therapy.
What is cognitive behavioral
You got
therapy?
it. You got it. Absolutely. Congratulations. She won. What is cognitive behavioral therapy? That's what smart recovery tools are based on. So, and we did quite a few episodes of smart recovery, which I really enjoyed and learned a lot about their tools, which are actually very good. What'd you come close on, Dale? Oh, either God is or isn't. Okay. All right. There we go. So we're getting the easy ones out of the way. I'll go ahead and select one. I'll go ahead for. Actually, it's bad for me to do it. I already know the answers because I'm the one
Oh,
who wrote the answers. I
yeah.
can't
Well,
do
then
this.
maybe you better pick someone then.
All right. Hey, Dale. Dale, type in or give us a call and let us know what category you would like to choose for an opportunity to win something. Massage. I don't understand what you're talking about. But just Dale, just type in something there and let us know which category you would like to pick, or I'll just pick one for you. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. All right, Dale.
Yep. I must have stepped on way. No.
No. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead, Mary, and I'm going to pick one for you.
Okay.
And here we go. I'm going to pick out Recovery in History for 100. Mary, here you go. This Chicago group is known as the first AA group specifically for agnostics and atheists.
What is quad A?
You got it. You got it. What is quad A, or what is AA for agnostics and atheists? It started in 1975 at a Unitarian Universalist church in Chicago. And a lot of people don't know it's been around for so long. Oh, Dale, good. BBS for 300. Okay. BBS for 300. Let's go back. And I think by BBS, The Big Book Sucks for 300. Oh, I love it, Dale. Now, Dale wrote a book where he kind of rewrote the big book. So I think he might do well at this topic. Here we go. In this chapter, we learn if he gets the idea that you are a nag or a killjoy, your chance of accomplishing anything useful may be zero. He will use that excuse to drink more. He will tell you he is misunderstood. This may lead to lonely evenings for you. He may seek someone else to console him. Not always another man, but sometimes. Sometimes it could be another man. So what chapter would that be, Dale? You might be a nag. That's a good clue here. Don't be a nag. Don't be a nag. Don't nag your husband.
Oh, there you go.
Don't nag your husband about his drinking.
And if you do, he might go out with someone else.
That's right. If you nag him about if you nag your husband about his drinking,
it's going to be all his fault.
It's going to be awful. It is. You're going to be lonely. He's going to seek consolation from someone, and it might not be a man. But
and it'll be all your fault.
That's right.
So just smile and look pretty.
What is chapter 2? The wives, Dale. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to Dale. That is absolutely right. Chapter 2 of the wives. One of the most unpopular chapters among women in AA. I don't know why.
In the history of the world.
Yeah, just another reason why the book sucks. Anyway, it's fun. I kid the big book. I do, but it's all in fun. But the thing is like 100 years old, and
it was age appropriate. Yep.
Yeah, back in 1939, that's the way they talked, and that's the way that they did things. So please, someone call us 844-899-8278, or maybe it's just time to spin the wheel again for another shot at the book. Let's do that. Let me get things ready. I'm glad you're loving this, Bree. That's what we're here for. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the thing ready to spin again. How does that? Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Draw again. Oh, gosh, it's already going. I'm already spinning. Okay. Gilbert, you win. You get a copy. So please email me, John at beyondbeliefsobriety.com, and we will get you a book. I got a caller in here, and I'm sorry that you've been on hold. I did not know that you were calling us in. This is from Seminole, Texas, and you are on Beyond Belief Sobriety. Hello.
Hi, John. This is Joe. How you doing?
Hey, Joe.
Could I have, yeah, thank you. Could I have recovery in history for how many? 200.
Recovery in history for 200. Joe, that's going to be a good one. Here we go. Oh
Okay.
boy, here we go. It is the breadth and depth. Did I do the right one? Is this recovery in history?
Yes.
Okay. It is the breadth and depth of internal and external. This isn't right. This is right. In recovery for 200. Okay. Is this the one you asked for? Or do you want history, Joe?
Yeah, I know I'm going to get it wrong.
All right. Well, here we go. Here we are. It is the breadth and depth of internal and external resources that can be drawn upon to sustain recovery. A guest of the podcast developed a way of measuring it. I think I gave you the wrong category,
Yeah,
but
I think he asked for AA
Oh,
history.
yeah.
AA history. Let me go back to AA history. Okay, this is what you want. You want a history for 200. I just happened to click on the wrong square. Okay, here we go. This will be a good one for you, Joe, because I know you love history. Okay. He was the vice president of the United States, a signer of the U.S. Declaration of Independence, and his son was an alcoholic. Do, 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 do. Hmm?
Oh, gosh.
You
I
know,
have no clue. John Quincy Adams.
John, well, I'm going to give it to you. It was John Adams Sr. John Adams. John Quincy Adams was his son who served as also a president and also served in Congress for a long time. But John Adams, his son, had a very bad problem with alcoholism, and the friend of John Adams, and his name is slipping me, but also a signer of the Declaration of Independence, was a doctor who was really ahead of his time, and back then in colonial times recognized alcoholism as he thought it was a disease and treated it as such. So that was yeah, there you go. There you go. So
I
I'll
never
give that
knew
one to
Thank
you.
you very much. I appreciate it.
So Joe,
Okay. Bye-bye.
email me. You called in, you
Yeah.
got the right answer. So email me, john@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. Give me your address and I'll get you a book. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank
right.
you, John.
Nice
Thanks,
to hear
Mary.
from you. Nice to hear from you. Okay. The Washingtonians, if you want to know about that, Bree, you're going to have to pick at something about the history topic and maybe we can do that. Okay. So we've spun for a book already. We've got a couple of books given away, and you guys are going to have to email me so I can remember because I'm not writing this stuff down. So email me so I can get you a book. And here we go. So now we've got still some topics left here. Take me to the movies. The Big Book Sucks. Heard on the podcast. Recovery and history. In recovery. Bree, did you already select one? Okay. Mary, your turn.
Okay, I'll take heard on the podcast for 200.
Heard on the podcast for 200. Let's make sure I hit the right square there. Here we go. A worldwide network of AA meetings for airline pilots and cockpit crew members.
What is Birds of a Feather?
You got it. That was perfect for you. Mary,
It
I'm going to
was.
send you a book. I'm
Okay,
going to send you
great.
I'm going to send you a
Yay.
book. Yeah, Mary was a flight attendant. And
I
so
was.
yeah, and
Yep.
were you familiar with that organization at that time when you were working for the airlines?
Not until I went to my first international convention in San Diego. So
Oh.
it had been several years. Not until till then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did an episode with a guy who is a pilot and is in that Birds of a Feather. It was really interesting to learn about how that started
Mhm.
and why it started and that it's still going on to this day. You know,
Yep.
you do want your pilot to be sober, I think, you know,
Yes,
when
you
so that's a good thing. So you want your pilot to be sober. You want your doctor to be sober, at least when they're operating on you. Okay. And remember, there was another reason why the Big Book sucks. There was a chapter about Dr. Bob who was operating while his hands were shaking or whatever. He was operating on somebody. Not a good thing, Dr. Bob, to be doing that. But that's what they did. He had surgery he had to do. So they brought him in. They gave him some whiskey, and he operated on this guy. Okay. So there we go. Please feel free to call us at 844-899-8278. And we've got still plenty of squares to choose from. Let's see who's out there that might not has had an opportunity yet to try. We got, gosh, Gilbert. Okay. How about Mani?
Gilbert already got a book.
How about Mani? How about Mara in Montana? Mara, if you are there, please let us know if there's a topic here that you would like to select, and we'll go for it.
And then after that, we have Amy.
Amy. Yes. Amy called in with didn't Amy call in for one? I think she did. But anyway, doesn't just because you don't want
Okay.
doesn't mean you can't do it again. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and select one for you, Mary. I'm just going to pick one for you.
Okay.
I'm going to do a history one. And you know what? This is anybody can jump in for this. Anybody out there, just type in the answer that you think it might be in the chat room, and we'll take it that way. So here we go. Recovery in history. 100 years before AA, this organization would feature sober alcoholics telling their stories of drunkenness and redemption. 100 years before AA.
What is the Tempest Society? I don't know.
That's a close one. That's a close one. Anybody else out there know what it might be? Bree, you might know. And the answer is yes. It is. What is the Washingtonians, or what is the Washington Temperance Society? So yes, that's right. Absolutely. They started. They used to send people out to churches and city halls and whatever to share their stories, and it was very popular. People would come from all over to listen to these what we call drunkalogs, and then they also supported each other and that type of thing. And they went downhill. I can't remember exactly what the reason was. If you read the book, though, Drunks, you will learn about that.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. In fact, speaking of the book, I think I'm going to go ahead and do another giveaway. So let me get that thing ready to do. Go back. Oh, there's only 4 people possible over there. Let's try this.
There's Alice P.
Alice. Hi, Alice. Welcome. Good to see you there. Okay, let me go find this thing again. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I messed up. Oh, here we go. Okay. So Jeopardy, and it's going to be hashtag BBS. You're going to have to type this in again, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Oops. What am I doing? Do a screen share. Chrome tab. All right, go ahead, type in hashtag BBS, please. Hashtag BBS. Hashtag BBS. And we'll go ahead and do another drawing for the book Drunks. Yeah, you're right, Bree. I think that is right. They allied with another clause. They got involved with prohibition, didn't they? I think. But they also, I think, were an anti-slavery group too. But they got involved with other things. So yeah, please do go ahead and type in hashtag BBS, and we will go ahead and draw again. All right.
So we're going to spin the wheel.
I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel. And we got 4 entries, so you have a really good chance. And here we go. I get excited about this myself. Jennifer, you win a copy of the book Drunk. So please send me an email, john@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. I will ship you off a book, and you will love every minute of reading it. I assure you. You will learn everything you would ever want to know about the history of drunkenness and recovery in the United States of America. Congratulations, Jennifer. Okay, now we go back to the game. And doop. Okay. So there we go. Congratulations, Jennifer. Yay, she wins. And you know what? There's a really good chance I think everybody's going to win. Everybody's going to win a prize today.
Yep, you get a book, and you get a book, and you get a book.
Everybody gets a book.
Just send John your email.
Yes. I tell you, these books have been a bone of contention in my household ever since 2018. My wife has been saying, "Are you going to do anything about these books?"
Well, now you are. Now you are.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. But I would never say she nags. She just constantly reminds me. Yes, cleaning the basement out. And Jay, we actually got the basement cleaned out just this last week, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
Hmm.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a good feeling.
Yeah, I guess it's just good to know that there aren't any rats running around down there or anything like that. Okay. Now here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pick I'm just gonna go ahead and pick one. I'm gonna let you guys in the chat uh come up with an answer. So let's go for a more difficult one. The big book sucks for 400. Okay, here we go. Dr. Bob feels sorry for agnostics and atheists who won't accept the program because of this. What is it about Dr. Bob? He feels sorry for agnostics and atheists because we're just not getting it. And why are we not getting it? Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'll give you guys a little bit more time. Dr. Bob really felt sorry for us
There's a
because we just
couple answers I think I could
Jay
be.
Monty says intellectual pride, and the answer is, what is intellectual
Oh,
pride?
okay.
Yep.
There you go.
You're just too smart and proud, I think, to get what this book is saying. And he really feels sorry for us. Just one more reason that the big book sucks. Okay. Now here we go.
Yeah.
Back.
Yep.
All right. Now, I'm going to pick another one. If you guys call us, do whatever you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and go through these and pick them for you. Let's do movies. We haven't done a movie for a little while.
Yeah, let's.
Accepting God, says Dale. Yeah. They did say that. Yeah. Poor agnostics and atheists. They won't accept God. Take me to the movies for 200. This film, featuring music from the English rock band Sleeper, was voted the best Scottish film of all time. And by the way, John Stewart from the band Sleeper was a guest on one of the very first podcast episodes that I did here, and he's a super good guy.
Wow.
He's actually got a PhD in something, a very smart guy, and I'd love to have him back on again. But actually, Sleeper resumed. They came out of sleep and they're playing music again, so he's been pretty busy with the band. I think he also wrote a big, huge book. So really smart guy. Mm-hmm.
I think Jay Monty might have the answer.
You do. I wasn't paying attention. You absolutely do have the answer. It's Train Spotting. And that really was a good movie. I talked about that movie a little bit on the previous episode with Ted. And it was a good movie. It was a good hardcore movie. Okay. Going back again. And now we're going to go down to heard on the podcast for 300. Oh, okay. Founded in 1975, this is the first peer support program tailored specifically for women, and it just happens to be secular. And it was founded in 1975, specifically tailored for women. I like this program, by the way, and I had the president of this organization on the podcast not long ago, and I want to have her back again sometime. Okay. Nobody's coming up with an answer. Okay. Here we go. The answer is, what is Women for Sobriety? Women for Sobriety. It's amazing that that more people don't know about this, but it's an organization that is geared towards women and their unique, special, needs and issues or whatever. And it happens to be secular, completely secular. And they've been doing it since 1975. A really great organization. I would go to the meetings if I could, but I'm not allowed. So anyway, so there you go. So you might want to check them out. I think you can find them on the internet. Just do a little Google search for Women for Sobriety, and you can go to their meetings if you're a woman. Okay. Let's do Take Me to the Movies for, I think we did 200. I just didn't, did we? Yeah. Okay. So I need to get rid of that one, and we're gonna do Take Me to the Movies for 300. Okay. My wife and I were talking about this one yesterday because when I first worded this, it was too difficult, and I'm thinking that there's enough clues in here that you might be able to come up with the answer. So here it goes. In this 1962 film, Joe says to his girlfriend Kirsten, "I can't remember us ever feeling this way before," to which she replies, "Except after a couple of drinks." And then they go off and relapse. Do 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 do. They did it on a weekend. It was on a weekend? No, they did do it on a weekend. They did not do it on a weekend. They did not do it on a weekend. That is the wrong clue. Do, 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 do. It was kind of a romantic. It was kind of a romantic movie. They fell in love, but they happened to be alcoholics, and it wasn't a good scene. And I'm going to go ahead and reveal the answer for you, and it is
Days of Wine and
Days of Wine
Roses.
and Roses?
Mhm.
What Jennifer? I'm going to give it to Jennifer. I'm going to give it to Jennifer. So that means you get a book and you get a congratulations for getting the right answer.
And that
So
was
okay.
Jack Lemmon, and
Jack Lemmon.
the woman was I can see her face. She's blonde. Anybody know who the actress was opposite?
Is it Lee Remick?
Yes, Lee
Lee
Remick.
Remick. Yep. Yep. So yeah, that was a good movie. I've seen that one. I've seen a lot of these movies. But The Days of Wine and Roses is a really good one. When I was interviewing Ted when about his book, he said that in the book he wrote that they didn't want Jack Lemmon to take that role because in the 1960s Jack Lemmon was like a comedic actor, and they really felt that him portraying an alcoholic would just ruin his career. But it turned out to be a great role for him because it showed the depth of his ability to act. So, yep, Lee Remick. Yep, it makes me want to see that movie again. Okay, so let's go back again. Okay, now we're going to let's move over to history. I think that I might have already done this one. If so, I'll move on to the next one. History for, yeah, we did this one. So I'm going to go out of there. I don't know why that one didn't. There we go. All right, so we're going to go recovery history for 300. Known as the Kansas Cyclone, she terrorized bar patrons with her axe. She terrorized bar patrons with her axe. Now, Bree, you should know this one, being from Kansas. When I lived in Leavenworth, Kansas, there was actually a bar that this lady tore up with her axe.
Did they name it after her?
No, but they eventually tore that bar down, which I thought was a shame. But anyway, this person, Carrie Nation. Thank you, Jay. Carrie Nation. Who is Carrie Nation? Yep. And I believe that she actually, I could be wrong, but her name spelled Carry, but I may have gotten that wrong from the internet. But yeah, Carrie Nation. She just hated alcohol. I can't remember what the problem was. I think maybe her husband died from it or whatever. And so she would go to these bars with her axe and just scare the hell out of everybody and just chop the place up. That's what she did. Yeah,
Wow.
that was her technique. And I guess she got away with it. So let's do the last one in history. This will be recovery in history for 500. This is kind of interesting, this guy. He started the first AA group in Cleveland in 1939, and he remained active in AA until his death in 1984. Yep, that's right, Dale. Carrie Nation. Carrie Nation, he says with a question mark. Yep, Carrie Nation. Carrie Nation. She had an axe and she used it. So he started the first AA group in Cleveland, Ohio. Clarence, you're absolutely right, Jay. Jay, you know your stuff. That would be, who is Clarence Snyder? And what's kind of interesting about him, when I recall what I've read, he way outlived Dr. Bob and Bill W. So he had a lot of influence on how AA came to be in later years. He was able to spin things in his own way. And anyway, that's the story behind him. I need to read up on that a little bit, but I think that I think that he might be somewhat, I'm not sure, I shouldn't say this, but I think that he might be part of what people are basing the back to basics stuff on, maybe possibly on him a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But if I'm wrong on that, I'll just correct myself on another episode because, I consider this journalism. Okay. Oh boy. Take me to the movies for 400. In this 1994 film, this is one of my favorite movies, by the way. In this 1994 film, written by Al Franken and Ron Bass, we hear this line, one of my favorite lines in the movie too. Oh boy. I think I could love you again if you could just once say, I don't know. That is such a powerful line. I think I could love you again if you could just once say, I don't know. And it was a film that was actually written in part by Al Franken, which is a good clue for you. And the film was in 1994. One of my very favorite movies. We actually did a podcast episode where Ben and I discussed the movie. The anti-Bill Wilson, question marks. Nobody knows. Interesting.
Ghostbusters.
If you guys have not seen this movie, you've got to see it. When a Man Loves a Woman. Andy Garcia and Meg Ryan.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's such a good movie. Yeah, so
It
he's a pilot. I don't know what maybe she's a teacher or whatever, but they have a couple of kids, and the movie shows how alcoholism impacts that entire family, how it impacts the children, how it impacts the husband, the relationship between the two. And I thought that Meg Ryan did the best job of any actor I have ever seen in portraying an alcoholic in the early stages of recovery. You know, in early recovery, we're just kind of silly. You know, she was very excited about her new life and all of her friends, and her husband just wasn't able to, you know, connect with her anymore. And it was just,
didn't trust her.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. But that line was so powerful. When I did that episode with Ben, I actually played a clip of that line because it was just so good. That's an excellent movie. Excellent. Okay. Get out of there. Love that movie. I think if anybody has not won a book, just send me an email and I'll send you a book because I've got so many of them. Let's do the Big Book Sucks for 200. This chapter explains, thus mother, through no fault of her own, became accustomed to wearing the family trousers. Oh, Lordy.
I have no idea.
Another reason the Big Book sucks. Mother, through no fault of her own, became accustomed to wearing the family trousers because, you know, father was a drunk. And the answer to this would be, what is the family afterward? Yeah. Another reason the Big Book sucks. The problem with it is that the thing was written in 1939, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
It was
well,
written
there's not a problem in 1939.
No. I mean, I guess everybody accepted that that's the way that things were. So anyway, all right. So we will now go to another one. Boy, we're doing pretty good here. We got 42 minutes into this. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. Chapter 8. Bree, what are you talking about with chapter? What is chapter? I don't know the chapters by numbers. I only know them by name. I don't want to accept that call. Okay. All right. So I don't know who that is.
Well, don't answer it.
I know. I get so many calls on my phone now that are just spam. I just don't. It just drives me crazy.
Yep.
Take me to the movies for 500. And okay, so this 1980 film, written and produced by Anne Bancroft. My wife got this one right. This 1980 film, written by and produced by Anne Bancroft, explores the subject of compulsive overeating. Back in 1980, compulsive overeating.
No idea.
Anybody else? And I will give you a clue.
Okay.
The person who was in this movie who starred in it was Dom DeLuise. Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, Ted and I talked about this on the podcast. He said the movie itself was terrible, but it was, I think, the first that explored the subject of compulsive overeating. And the name of the movie is Fatso.
Oh no,
Fatso.
I never
heard of it. I don't think I ever saw it, quite frankly. But it was in 1980, and I wasn't doing too well in 1980. Yeah. I don't think I went to movies in 1980.
I think I was living off the grid that year, so I'm sure I didn't see it.
No.
You know, I always felt like Dom DeLuise might be one of us.
He might have been, yeah.
Revel in excess.
Yeah. No, 1980. Wow, that was a long time ago, but I was there. Okay, I was there and not well. I was young. I was young and drinking and doing what you do. All right. Heard on the podcast for 200. I think we did this one.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did that.
Okay. Heard on the podcast for 400. This was a very interesting episode that I did a while ago. I guess it was 2017, but AA World Services filed a lawsuit in 2017 to recover the original manuscript of the Big Book that Lois Wilson had and had gifted to this particular person. Who is the person that she gifted it to? And so he kept this. It was a multi-lith copy of the Big Book. It was Bill Wilson's original Big Book before it was sent off to the publisher, and it had all the scribbles in there of all the different corrections and changes that they made to the big book as they were working on it. And this guy had it in his apartment in New York City for the longest time. And Jay, you got it right. Who is Barry Leach? Who is Barry Leach? Barry, by the way.
The lawyer?
No, he wasn't a lawyer. I
Oh.
don't think he was, but he is a very important person in the history of Alcoholics Anonymous. He was a gay man, and he was a pioneer in, I guess, helping the LGBTQ community more accepted in AA.
Uh-huh.
And what I found interesting about a talk that he gave was that they said that something about you have to accept the gays, because if you didn't, who's going to be doing all the service work? Because it's the gay community was like really super involved in service work and answering the phones and stuff like that for AA. And so what are you going to do if you throw us out? So anyway, but now, that's hard to believe, but that would back in the 1970s, it was not, it was very difficult to be a gay person. All right. I think that we heard.
But I don't understand how the lawsuit had merit.
Oh, so I know. So the lawsuit, because what happened on that, Mary, is they had a note from Barry Leach to AA World Services promising to give the book back to them.
Gotcha.
But what happened? He died.
Oh.
The book was still in his apartment. Somehow this other guy got it, and he sold it for like $1 million or more. Like he $1 million or something. He sold it for a lot of money. So AA tried to sue him to get that back. And it was kind of controversial within the circles of Alcoholics Anonymous that AA would actually get involved in a lawsuit to get a copy of an old book like that. But it meant a lot to them, and they wanted it. So very interesting. So this question is, no, it's not Maslov, but very interesting that you would say that, Jay. He invented the hierarchy of values tool used in Smart Recovery. And the hierarchy of values tool is based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but it's a little bit different. Instead of looking at needs, you're looking at your values. And the way that he would use this is it would help motivate somebody to get into recovery, because, you'd go and say, okay, tell me, what are the things that you most value in your life? And the person would say, well, I value my marriage. I value trips I take to Europe. I value my job. I value ABC, whatever. And then they list all these things that they value. And they say, well, what about alcohol and drinking? I don't value that. But when you think about it, your drinking is overtaking everything else that you value. And when you see how your addiction is interfering with what you really value in life, you might become more motivated to make some change. So anyway, that's what the hierarchy of values tools is. And the person who invented it is actually the founding president of Smart Recovery to this day. I had him on the podcast, and his name is Joe Gerstein. Joe Gerstein. Yep. So we're getting there, guys. Wow, we got a lot of these in recovery ones. Robert Isray has an original manuscript. Owner of the Indianapolis Colts. That's right. I heard that. And I'm thinking he's the one who bought it. He's the one who bought that manuscript that AA was suing about. And I think that they tried to get it from him. Or no, I can't remember what the deal was. I can't remember what the deal was, but you're right. I know that he has that. Yep. Okay. In recovery for 500. Okay. This is something that I know, and that people in Smart Recovery would know this. But pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance are part of this. So what are those things? Pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. Those are stages of change. So what that is those are the stages of change model. And that's used in Smart Recovery. So in Smart Recovery, instead of measuring days of sobriety or years of sobriety or months of sobriety to figure out where you are at any given time, you're looking at what stage of recovery you happen to be in. Are you just kind of thinking that maybe you have a problem? Are you getting ready to do something about the problem? Are you maintaining? And you can go back and forth between these stages. And depending upon what stage you're in your recovery, there's a particular tool that you would use for that stage. And that's how Smart Recovery is designed. It's to look at, where are you right now? And if this is where you are, what tool can you use to get you out of that stage and into another stage? So there you go on that. And now we're going to go to In Recovery for 400. This one's tough. I don't even think I'm going to get this one. Overdose reversal. No, I think I know this one. Overdose reversal training, supplying substance test kits, and safe injection sites are all examples of this. Overdose reversal training, supplying substance test kits, and safe injection sites are part of this. Kind of controversial among some people in the recovery community, but what it is, it's called harm reduction. What is harm reduction? And the whole idea behind harm reduction is nobody's going to get into recovery if they're dead. So
Right.
try to keep them alive. Find out where they are right now and do whatever you can do to keep them alive, and that way they can get into recovery based upon whatever medically they're able to do. So that's harm reduction. In Recovery for 300, this method of treatment for alcohol use disorder is based on the principle of pharmacological extinction. Now, this is another kind of a controversial harm reduction. That's right, Amy, harm reduction. So I did a couple of episodes on this, and I did this when the podcast was called AA Beyond Belief, and it was kind of involved in the AA community quite a bit. And I got a lot of flack over it, because what they do with this particular treatment is you drink. You take the pill naltrexone 1 hour before you go out and drink.
Oh,
and when
right.
you do that, you can drink normally. And you do that over a period of time. And something called pharmacological extinction happens, where you don't even want to drink anymore. And so a lot of people who use this method, they will either continue using the pill before they drink and drink normally, or they'll experience the pharmacological extinction and not drink anymore. And a good percentage of them do that. And it's called the Sinclair method. What is the Sinclair method?
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yep. Okay. Have fun, Bree. Say hi to everybody. Anybody there who remembers me. Bree's in my home group, my old home group. I got to go back someday. I'm afraid to go back. I haven't been there in
Stop.
I know. I haven't
They
been.
have a chair with your name on it. What are you talking about?
I guess I haven't been there in 2 years. I now live my life
Online.
here online.
Yeah.
I'm online. I'm an internet person. Okay, so now we go back to.
But let me ask you this about that. Does that really work, naltrexone? You take it an hour before you drink, and you only have one drink?
Well,
I thought it was supposed to reduce cravings. I didn't know you could use
they
it
use
in
it in
that
that's a
way.
good question. They use it in 2 different ways. Usually here in the United States, doctors prescribe it so that it will reduce any cravings for alcohol. So you take it on a daily basis, and by doing that, you won't crave alcohol. And actually, the guy who discovered that was on this podcast. And I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But anyway.
So
the
you're not
Sinclair
craving it physically, or you're not craving it
physically,
emotionally?
mentally, whatever. The Sinclair method is different. You take it before you drink. And there's a documentary out there called One Little Pill that goes into this in more detail. But yeah, it works. And in fact, I should have this person on who is really involved in the Sinclair method again, to have her back on to talk about it. But her name is Katie Lane. And what she does is she helps educate people about the Sinclair method. And she also has a support group for people who are using the Sinclair method. And the thing to remember about it is not everybody decides to keep drinking. A lot of people just go on to be abstinent, but not everybody does. And it works for a lot of people. So yeah, interesting. That was a very, very controversial episode. When I had people who supported this podcast who stopped supporting it because of that.
Wow.
Like, how dare you?
Wow.
Okay. This one we did. So I think we're done. I think we are done. So, heard on the podcast, we did it.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Wow. So we all got a book.
Yes, I think everybody won. If you didn't get a book, please do send me an email. I'll make sure that you get one. It'll be
And
good.
tell us
to
that
give it
email
to you.
again.
John@beyondbeliefsobriety.com. Jay Monty, you saw her TED Talk? Yep. It's a good one.
So
Recovery Capital.
why were people not supporting the podcast after that?
Just a few, because they were AA people, and they thought it was
Giving permission to drink.
dangerous to say that you can drink normally, and not it's not for everybody. Not some the thing to understand is there isn't just one way,
Right.
but
There's not just one way.
there
Right.
isn't one way, and
There's some way for everyone.
there is, and not everybody has the same degree of problem with alcohol as everyone else. It's on a spectrum, and there's all kinds of different ways to treat it. So I like to look at all of those different ways on the podcast, and I find it interesting. And I know when I'm listening to someone, like the Sinclair method isn't for me, isn't something that would have helped me, or something I should look in now, but it's still something I'm interested in knowing about,
Yeah, absolutely.
and talking about. So
Yeah.
I think it should be discussed.
Agreed.
So thank you everybody for participating. It was a lot of fun. This is the first time that I ever did the spinning wheel, and we'll do that again in the future. I am going to order some merchandise that I can give away, like that, doing a spinning of a wheel and giving away a coffee mug or something like that. I came up with something to put on it, so I just need to order some. They're not very expensive, so I can do that. So it's been fun. And also, something exciting, I've got some new outro music that we can play, because I lost the old disco stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I got something new that's kind of disco-y. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
I like it. All right, everybody, we gotta go. Mary doesn't
Bye,
like
y'all.
it.
Not too much.
Bye-bye.